This running more than our fair share of glitches, eh? Lots of different causes, but the Genesis simulation is supposed to be able to handle anything. As far as I can tell, they launched the simulation in a hurry. I found a file with heaps of issues that a quality assurance team was supposed to check on. It's a list as long as my arm. Or it would be if I had arms. You know what I mean.
So there we go, guys. It's not like Wildcard don't know the glitches and the testing doesn't take place enough, and that's going to be the subject of what's going on today in Ark Survival Evolved news. We've got a big update coming on Wednesday. I'm going to try and get through the mess that is the patch notes and give you a little bit more updated info about other stuff that's going on. So get ready, let's go through everything. Big update coming on Wednesday, hopefully to fix a lot of the problems on console and still more fixes for PC. So don't forget to like the video, and if you're going to be renting your own server out, do it with Nitrado, my official sponsors and partners. Use my code to get 10% off and click on the link in the description box. Go through that portal and help me out and the channel grow too. But kicking off with a huge congrats to Wildcard hitting a huge player landmark on Steam, breaking their concurrent record, reaching 157,000 players in 1 minute or one go. That's the highest peak they've ever had, and that puts them miles above any other survival game. Rust, DayZ, Conan Exiles, you name it, no other survival game comes close to having as many players playing Ark at the same time. Now I imagine that's pretty similar on Xbox and PlayStation too. And I should hope so. The amount of advertising they got from giving keys to pretty much any streamer. You only had to have an average of 5 people watching your stream and you got a chance to sign up for a key through one of their PR sites. So you must have seen a lot of Genesis content over the weekend, and hopefully you've got a clue about what's been going on with lots of the problems on Xbox and PlayStation, and that's going to be fixed this Wednesday. Said just got off a call and said, I've been informed that mind wipes and horde crates element veins should be fixed in an upcoming patch on Wednesday, all platforms. I'll let you know if that changes before then. There'll be other fixes in the patch as well, and we're all hoping it's got all the Genesis patches that some are so much missing. Anyway, I don't want to be too negative, Nancy. I'm actually enjoying Genesis. I think the shine is a little bit coming off now with some of the missions getting a bit repetitive, but I have got my review coming probably tomorrow, guys, of Genesis and whether or not you guys should be playing it. It is a big achievement, and obviously last weekend they had it as free to play, and so clearly even with that they managed to smash their numbers once more. So a big well done. It does deserve recognition. It's all good. It does mean we've got more people in the community, more people looking up guides, tutorials and news and information, so I'm loving it. I just want them to do better with the communication. I think it does teach a lesson in the future. Do you guys want console to get the updates at the same time as PC, knowing it could be 2 weeks before we get any decent fixes? Or would you prefer it now, going back to how it was for some of the other DLCs where console got the DLC a good few weeks later? Although I will remind people, even then there was lots of problems and issues. It doesn't necessarily mean it's all going to be fixed. It certainly still isn't the worst launch. I'm telling you right now, Extinction has been the worst for me and always will be the worst DLC launch they've ever done. Genesis is playable. It's in a playable state. There are some problems and issues, but it isn't crashing every 2 seconds anymore, at least. Although I know some people might still be having some problems on their unofficial servers. Now, it's not labelled very well on the actual forums, and it's trying to get a grip on what actually every platform's got. But this is what's meant to be coming in Wednesday's patch, I should hope, if it's keeping up to date with PC. It's been 2 weeks since Genesis launched, so that's a pretty long time not to go without some decent fixes. But let's start from the beginning, what everyone's going to be getting in an update that will require you to have a pretty big download. Now, when I say this, it's a bit confusing because it says it's the current version or the client version, so single player 544.15. There is no 544.15. It's a bit crap that even they can't even get their patch notes right, let alone an update. But as far as I know, a lot of this stuff has come through on official servers. You're now able to get tech replicators in loot crates. They've enabled item and creature transfers out of Genesis. They've got bugs that have been fixed with the mining drill causing damage, and pellers and itches would fly to XYZ coordinates. And this is also a big problem for feroxes. They've not been disappearing. If you look in your tribe log, you should notice that it hasn't said they've been killed or they've been wiped. I've seen it a few times now. They tend to just go off in one direction. You normally find them on the world borders. They'll be heading to 0, 0, 0, pretty much the center of the map. So for PlayStation owners, you've still got to come. Incorrect incoming damage for building an Arctic and Ocean biome. The ice cave on Genesis will be non-buildable on PvP. The PvE caves on Genesis will be non-buildable as well. They've fixed an exploit with the Ferox, and again, that might be the one where you can put a berry in it and tame it and knock it out that way. So yeah, not great. Come on, Wildcards, get your patch notes in order. They don't make any sense currently. And yeah, it's the same thing on Xbox. It's listing that the client, so the single player, is listed 795.17. There is no update information about what that may have contained. We've only got the server side, which is official servers, which has been updated. Either way, I'm going to do my best to go through. Forgive me if some of this stuff is working. Like I said, a lot of it will be working on official servers, but if you're playing single player, you're going to be waiting on Wednesday's update. Fixed bugs which cause projectiles not to expire on clients. Restored Extinction Horde mode data. Fixed the crash with Extinction Horde crate and element nodes. That's what he just tweeted about, so obviously that hasn't gone through on single player, only official. Fix the taming bug with the Bloodstalker, so you should still be able to knock out a Bloodstalker on single player on console at the moment. Adjusted the platform build area for the Mega Chelon. Ambergris weight has been scaled by 0.5 in Magmasaur to help with raising babies. Bloodstalker can be no longer knocked out. You must now hold the sprint key with Ferox when super jumping. In order to super jump, just jump again and shift right before landing after a regular jump. Now obviously that hasn't been inputted on Xbox and PlayStation. There does seem to be a bunch of issues with some of the creatures not being able to use some of their abilities. As try as I might, I cannot get the Bloodstalker to go underwater on console. There's no button combination that I've found. You guys have been telling me there's no combination. Also, the glide ability doesn't seem to be working correctly on console either. So I'm guessing that's going to be similar to the Ferox super jump. Fixed issues with the Ferox taming process, issues with the Space Whale, the Magmasaur, issues with rock sliding, restricted cryo use and disable building in the VR boss arena, issue with the Mega Chelon taming method, fixed issue where insect swarms could attack through walls. That's definitely not working on PS4 at the moment. Reduced the explosion radius and explosion emitter size on the Tech Cruise missile, reduced AoE damage on the Tech Cruise missile, reduced health of insect swarms by 50%, reduce the damage or increase the damage to insect swarms by fire by 1.5%, and they've made Beezle Buffos really OP at killing the swarms too. Change ocean platforms to be blueprints only in mission rewards to prevent demolishing rewards for materials. Reduce high quality tier loot drop rate for missions by approximately 40%. Basketball mission rewards should now match the intended reward returns. Reduce tech claw damage against structures. Cruise missiles destroyed or detonated before, it now does a harmless explosion. The cruise missile now has a 2.55 second arming period, arming duration before it can do its nuke explosion. Fixed Space Whale's display name. Set Capro Race to use teleport out of bounds functionality. They've fixed some critical crashes. Remove mission requirement for additional players when entering the final boss with a player who has the requirements. Temporarily added the tech replicators to the loot crates. That is now on official servers. Fixed item transfers and been enabled. We've gone through that. Fix the bug where items may have received an unintended item cap, and they've said that if you want to turn off the building on single player, they're going to be adding that, but it might not be this update. It looks like it's going to be coming in a future update. The same goes for allowing tech suit powers in Genesis. There is an option now where you can paste this stuff in, and I've done that on my servers running it on Xbox, PlayStation and PC. But if you want to do this on single player, you currently cannot do this. You'll have to find other ways to cheat. So if you want to build, you want to enable tech, you're going to have to wait until they add the option to the single player. Reduce the affinity needed to tame the Bloodstalker until further tweaks can come in later. Disabled XP on Gauntlet missions. Fixed implementation of newly added Genesis configuration settings. Incorrect damage for building Arctic and Ocean biomes. And the rest of the stuff that we covered a little bit. Fixed the display bug with the Hexagon shop. Fixed an exploit with the Ferox. Magmasaur projectile speed and gravity adjusted for proper turret targeting in low FPS conditions, and Magmasaurs now require metal ingots to shoot projectiles. This is a big change. Lots of people seem to be okay with it, other people saying it's a bit silly, but either way that's how it's going down. There's a whole host of stuff I know you guys have been telling me about. It's too expensive for items on the PS4 shop. However, you are getting so much more hexagons at the moment. You're going to be in for a big nerf, guys. On Steam, on PC at the moment, when you do a mission, you're only getting about 2,000 max hexagons for some of the big missions. Where currently right now you get about 5,000. And I know that's on Gamma as well. So if you're expecting the prices to go down, be warned, the hexagons that you're going to get on console and single player, they're going to be going down as well. So yeah, I'm not a happy bunny. I know things are busy, but it's been 2 weeks since launch. They've got to get this shit fixed. Sed did reply on Twitter when I asked him what's going on, and he just said, honestly, it is just down to the frequency of the updates. It's been hard to actually finalise what's gone in them. And I get that, it's understandable. I know they iterate fast on PC, and some of the changes that you think would be in for console may not have made it because of the certification process taking 2 or 3 days, maybe even longer. But PlayStation 4 haven't had a single player update, an update that you have to download for a good while now. It's just not good enough. You shouldn't be having this amount of problems with paid DLC 2 weeks afterwards. That really stops you playing the game. On top of all that, you may have realised there were some big problems at the weekend playing on console. During the middle of the night, to be honest though, but that affected pretty much main time playing for America. All the console servers went down for a good chunk of time. They managed to redo it. I think it was down to them actually doing something good. When they hit their landmark of hitting 157,000 players, they celebrated by turning on the breeding rates by ×3, and that seems to have broken all the servers, because literally a little while afterwards was when they announced that they were looking into the problems that were reported on official servers, as well as non-dedicated or unofficial servers as well. So if you lost dinosaurs or creatures or something went wrong on the official servers, you can put tickets up to reclaim your dinosaurs. You won't get the levels normally that you might have had. They generally just give you some bog standard ones and you have to level them all up again yourself. But if you write a correct forum ticket on the forums, then eventually they'll get to you, but it might take a couple of weeks. Apparently rollbacks just take up too many risks. It would mean there would be too much going on, too much at risk of other stuff going wrong. So yeah, a bit of a messy update. We're really going to have to just see what actually turns up on Wednesday. And I'll do my best to give you a rundown of exactly what's gone into it. But as far as I know, all this stuff hopefully should be coming on your single player. And it should already be there for most of official. The only thing that won't be there is these latest changes that went out kind of over the weekend or on Friday. Plus hopefully any more issues resolved. And yes, obviously there's big problems with the rest of the game. I know dedicated servers, Primitive Plus servers are still down. According to Sed, what he mentioned last week was the fix for it is incoming. And so hopefully it won't be too much longer that we get a chance to go back to playing on Primitive Plus, or you'll be able to run your dedicated servers once more. So there we go guys. Like I said, I will keep you up to date as best I can. Look out for my review of Genesis, and don't forget I've still got my servers running on Xbox, PlayStation and PC, so you want to come and play with a great bunch of rat bags, you can do. They're all free and open. You just got to join Discord to get the password and come and chat and talk to us. I will be doing some guides how you can customize your own server. I've seen a lot of you guys having questions about settings and having Genesis creatures spawn on other maps and problems and issues. So until next time rat bags, we've got an update. It's coming on Wednesday. Expect it to be fairly chunky for PS4. Xbox hopefully not as chunky because it has had a couple of updates. And any other major developments I'll let you guys know. Until next time, laters.